upon its strong foundation. An automobile that runs on the roads is based upon its chassis and infrastructure, that is its foundation. Your foundation is vested in this next 3 to 4 years. What you learn, your anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, pathology, microbiology, forensic medicine, ENT, ophthalmology, internal medicine, surgery, obstetrics and gynecology. For all the specialties, it looks kind of very complicated. Sometimes we become diffident. Sometimes we question whether we can cope, whether we can succeed, whether we can pass, can pay or not, whether the patient is of any denomination, any race, any religion. What is asked of us is compassion. What is asked of us is empathy. Yes, you'll be a good doctor. Learn in your books or from your teachers, experiment, your skill sets, surgical theaters, all those things happen. But those doctors shine in life who can really learn or adopt or embrace or practice empathy and being compassionate and an ability to communicate in the tone and tenor that is required of that sick patient encounter. So start cultivating this from day one. I know you're not in your clinicals yet, another 2 or 3 years, but if you start being compassionate with your own colleagues, with your parents, with your teachers, that's a good learning exercise. By the time you're ready to see the patients, that will become easy. And please remember this. I strongly feel when doctors, some of them that I see, when they lack these qualities, no matter how good they are or what institution they went in their lifetime, they always find difficult. And they always find difficult to build a good practice or the patient, liking. That's very important. The other thing I want to emphasize is, I know how many of you know about the Mayo Clinic or Charles Mayo. The world reveres about the Mayo Clinic, correct? If you don't diagnose any disease or things like that, they want to go to the Mayo Clinic. It has become almost a buzzword across the world. Charles Mayo, way back in the 19th century, when he founded a small family practice in a prairie village, right in Minnesota, he told his 2 sons, who were doctors too, he gave them his advice that nobody is tall enough to be independent of another person in medicine. What that means is medicine is a cooperative science. Medicine is a discipline of interdependence, not independence, which means to say that we have to work together. Quality is rendered or fostered when we come together as a team, as a group. Remember this. It's not the individual's doctor, particularly in the 21st century. He was smart enough to have this understanding in the 19th century, and it's so true. And the foundation of Mayo Clinic was exactly based on that, on interdependence. Interdependence of bureaucrats with the doctors in various specialties and all of those things. So I have learned this in a very hard way. No matter how great of a doctor individually you are, what you can do at the end of the day, particularly in the 21st century, if that doctor does not know how to collaborate, how to work with another person, how to work with a nurse who's helping him, how to work with a physician assistant who's caring for his patient, he cannot be successful or she cannot be successful. So remember this, it's a cooperative science. You have to work in teams, understand your colleagues, then only you can foster quality in what you do. It's a great advice that he gave, and I still believe, till until today. The other thing is about change. A couple of words I want to reflect on that. Any progress in our life is impossible without change. There is no change, or without change, you cannot have progress. It's as simple as that. So why I am using the word change? This is change for all of you. Some of you came from out of the state. Some of you are from far off districts. And some of you know, have been here with a great passion to fulfill your own dreams, the dreams of your parents, who have sent you to a good college with greatest expectations. Now this is the change for you. Change from that milieu where you are there in the cozy comfort of your parents all these years, and suddenly you're left now to tend to yourself, and change for those who came from outside the state, and change in the terms that you're meeting new faculty members, new menu, new eating habits, new culture, all of those things, but never be deterred by change. As I said, without change, there is no progress. You have to adapt to change and make that a part of your culture for the rest of your life. This is just the beginning of change that is happening for you. And there will be more and more changes in your lifetime that's going to come. So think that any change is progress, and it's progressive. So with regards to all the stuff that has been taught, that has been told about me, my gold medals and my distinction, first everything else. But one thing I'll tell you, we all should not only focus on academics. We have to become a holistic individual, which means to say we need to have fun. There should be a work-life balance. Without fun, without recreational activities, without whatever you want to do, just go out in the open and scream and shout. May the great skies listen to you. Maybe that's your relaxation at the end of the day. But you all need to know how to incorporate that as a part of your schedule. I have seen many a time Indian students, just pouring in the books all the time. Or the teachers telling, you have to read, we can't see you outside, and all of those things. My teachers in those days, they belonged to that category. But somewhere or the other I sneaked out. For me, literary things were a passion. I was editor of the college magazine, did so many different things. As a president of the medical college, I bought in bank to the medical college premises, cooperative society to the medical college premises. All this energized me more, to learn more, and be good in my subjects too. So we need diversion, we need distraction, we need relaxation. So I'm going to make sure Dr. Rammohan Reddy Garu will provide you all a good gym, for them to work out, an art theater, the place where you can have great, cultural, place of good cultural arts and things of that nature. It is extremely important, and please listen to me. Just don't be reading all the time. Okay? Take your time and do different things. Yes, social media is there, but don't get addicted to that. I have my 21-year-old daughter who just turned 21. She's in Austin, the US. The problem is that all the time, there are many American women and men constantly becoming a disease, become an addiction. Leave your phones aside. Nobody is going to come, crashing, or you're not losing much. If in a given day for 3 or 4 hours, turn your phones off, turn your computers off, talk to people, talk to your friends, just chit chat. Okay, that is what is needed. Helps your communication skills, helps to develop your empathy by listening to somebody, but not just being married to your iPhones or whatever phones that you have and all the nonsense that you keep seeing, and somebody saying about something, or jokes or humor and things of that nature. Develop that interpersonal connection which is being lost in today's world with a massive launch of social media across. I urge you to do that, and that will truly help you where you're heading on. Lastly, you have come to this college, you have great expectations, you're paying fees, and certainly you expect good teachers, you expect good learning, and you're made sure that your stay is convenient. But let me just tell you, life is always give and take. So, right? Dr. Reddy has built these fabulous buildings. Even we at Usmania Medical College do not have so many buildings. and you're so lucky to have. As he just said, when I visited him 4 years ago, when I saw the hospital and these buildings, I was taken aback. I was very surprised that a single man could do something like this with a vision to give it to the society with a passion for education, and having something on 80 acres of land is almost like a dream come true. It's like a Shanti Niketan for you all. So what makes institution not the building blocks? What makes institution is not the academic faculty. Institution is made by you all. It's you, the students. You are the brick and mortar. You are the backbone. You are going to earn the name for this institution. You're going to make easy for the next batch that's going to come in, and you're going to stand tall as the institution name is earning. When you graduate, you can recollect, I graduated from TRR Medical College. So in the process of learning, where I was going with my message here is that in today's world, digital learning has become so easy. So easy. You literally do not have a professor standing at the podium and giving you a didactic lecture. So this opportunity was not available to me in 1975 to 80 years when I was going to medical school. We have to depend upon good professors who could teach us, the critical elements of various things at the end of the day. But in today's world, your access and dimension has expanded so much, incredibly so much, that you can literally learn on your own, and your professors and teachers could be just to help us. They can clarify your doubts. They can help you, to emphasize on what, not to emphasize on what, and things of that nature. So, resort to digital learning. I understand you folks have a very good library. I asked Dr. Reddy, please make sure, your library is so well digitized that all of you can access from your hostel rooms, from your homes, and wherever you are, even when you're traveling. That is your key infrastructure for your learning at the end of the day. So don't complain about your teachers, don't complain about the faculty where I was going, correct? That cannot be any more an excuse in the 21st century. You have everything available, what you need. You absolutely, from textbooks to journals to international lectures or whatever you want at the end of the day. And I have assured and promised Dr. Reddy that once you come to your clinical classes, 4th and 5th year, certainly we would love for you all to come to continental hospitals in a structured rotation. Because in the Western world, in America, students are exposed to that from the 3rd year in medical school. And that helps them prepare as to what post-graduation, if they want to pursue post-graduation, they should choose. Because they have seen different specialties, they are rotated, they have seen in a private setting, government setting, county setting, in those countries. That prepares them very well. But here in India, such opportunity is very minimal, but I'm extending that opportunity to all of you, with the help of your faculty, to structure a curriculum where you can rotate and participate, in our teaching programs and learnings, spending some time with our clinicians and consultants at the hospital, which is certainly needed. I think with these few words, or many words, I want to thank Dr. Reddy for giving me this opportunity and the entire faculty here. You have a great future ahead. I want TRR to be known as top, renowned, recognized institution of medical sciences. So remember that what I said. So when somebody asks you what is TRR, don't give his name. This is the top, renowned, recognized, or respectable institution. That's what we would like to see. Top institution in the Twin States or the southern region, and it will become. You have everything going here, and you're a great group of students. I was amazed to see those cultural pictures yesterday. I loved that young lady who explained to me while I was walking down to the podium, what does CRUX mean? It was so brilliant to choose, a word like that for your cultural activity. So you folks are already miles ahead. And I can see that many of you all passing out with great ranks and choosing whatever post-graduation you need to choose and becoming very successful doctors. Thank you all very much.
May I request our chairman, sir, to thank the guest of honor, chief guest of the day, Dr. Gurunath Reddy, sir, on this auspicious occasion.
Thank you, Neha. Dr. Gurunath Reddy garu mana faculty ki, students ki oka manchi message, guidance, oka inspiration iche vidhanga TRR Institute of Medical Science ni mana రాష్ట్రంలోనే ఒక నెంబర్ 1 మెడికల్ కాలేజ్గా రూపుదిద్దే విధంగా తన వంతు సహాయ సహకారాలు కాంటినెంటల్ హాస్పిటల్స్ నుంచి అందిస్తా అన్న మాట చెప్పినందుకు ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తున్నాను. అదేవిధంగా టిఆర్ఆర్ మెడికల్ కళాశాల నుంచి చదువుతున్నటువంటి విద్యార్థులకు కూడా కాంటినెంటల్ హాస్పిటల్ లోపల వాళ్ళ యొక్క ఫైనల్ ఇయర్ కానీ థర్డ్ ఇయర్ కానీ ఆ సమయం లోపల అక్కడ కూడా వాళ్ళకి అవకాశాలు ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పరంగా కానీ ప్లేస్మెంట్ కానీ హెల్ప్ చేస్తామన్న విషయం కూడా చెప్పినందుకు ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తూ, అదేవిధంగా విద్యార్థులకు సూచనలు సలహాలు ఏ విధంగా మీ యొక్క ఈ ఎంబీబీఎస్ కోర్స్ కంప్లీట్ అయ్యే వరకు ఏ విధంగా మీరు ముందుకు వెళ్ళాలన్నది చాలా వివరంగా మీకు అందరికి కూడా తెలియజేసినందుకు ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తూ ఇప్పుడు తదుపరి కార్యం కొనసాగించాల్సిందిగా నేను కోరుతున్నాను.
Thank you, sir.
Now I request our Dean sir to speak a few words.
Good evening. Respected our today's esteemed chief guest, Dr. T. Gurunath Reddy garu, our dynamic chairman, T. Rammohan Reddy garu, and General Secretary, Mrs. T. Umar Reddy garu, Vice Chairman, T. Ritik Reddy garu, Treasurer, Meghana Reddy garu, and my dear Superintendent Ranganath, and Academic Principal Srinivas Rao, and Vice Principal Lakshminarayana, and my dear students. First of all, I congratulate all of you CRUX batch 2021, which you have celebrated, and you have inaugurated as a first batch of this esteemed TRR Institute of Medical Sciences. And within a short notice, you could perform so nicely all the cultural activities, and in a very good sports and other activities you have shown, and you have organized very nicely. And regarding our chairman, sir, and he has already told a little thing about him, but what we have witnessed in these 2 years, how stress and how much interest he has taken to establish this institute with a good faculty. And I have been principal of several institutions before coming here. I have seen so many faculties, so many senior persons who have established medical colleges. But what the interest they have shown, first priority is their money aspect and economic aspect, and how we should get that with the fees and other, with the minimum quality of infrastructure. Instead of giving importance to the infrastructure and the quality of the students and the teaching of the students. Whereas now here I have seen with the service motto how best standard we should give to the students. how best education we should give to the students, what I have witnessed from his attitude here, and what already he has told, how many sleepless nights, and how much and efforts he has kept to establish as a single person, as well said, as a single person, without any assistant. He has planned himself with his family members, and this is the first batch. Every first starting has its own difficulties. So in coming years, it will be taken in a good shape, day and every year and year. And one responsibility on your first batch is, yours is the first batch of TRR Medical College. Wherever you go and say that ours is the first batch, CRUX batch. This is the first footsteps which you have to keep all in a right path, so that these footsteps should be very precious for your successors, your next batches. Not only with the academic, as well said by our chief guest, with other aspects also, sports and games and other way. As I remember, at the teenage of our chief guest, when I know him at his teenage in 1976-77, just I have gone to hear his elocution competition. Gurunath Reddy Garu is known for his batch. Which batch do you belong? Gurunath Reddy batch. So that identity you should build up. So I have seen him indirectly, though we have a very less rapport directly. In 1977, 76, 77, when he was a student, I have gone to the lecture halls in Usmania Medical College. Though I belong to Gandhi, I have a lot of friends like Pulla Reddy and other people there. I used to come there, and his classmates also.